Hello. Welcome to the new podcast with Neil and Graham.
Hey guys.
Hey. So we're going to be talking.
Yeah, we're going to be talking.
This is something we've wanted to do for about 2 weeks now.
Longer than that, I'd say. Yeah.
Longer in theory.
Yeah, longer in theory.
But a hard 2 weeks.
2 weeks of actually trying to figure out how we're going to do it. And it's sort of an experiment in and of itself, too.
We haven't named it yet, for those of you who haven't been into that conversation that we've had earlier.
Yeah.
We're not going to name it.
No, not yet.
Not yet. It's going to come naturally, organic.
Yeah, we're hoping to name it during this episode. We'll see.
Yeah.
See if we can come up with a name that suits the overall game plan of this podcast.
I believe. I think something will come.
The message.
Something will materialize.
Yeah. I'm drinking a $2 hipster beer.
We bought some $2 beers today.
Lowenbrow, $2?
$2.05.
Oh, that's close, yeah.
Huge.
Lowbrow. Get it? See what I did there?
It's just like this, the art form of podcast.
Yeah.
It is lowbrow.
Yeah. You're getting a lot of really good jokes from me. Just be ready for that. Like, I know you guys are used to jokes because you probably know a lot of jokers in your life, but like these are gonna be good jokes. And I'm not like I'm telling you, like, get your hopes up now, because I'm setting the bar high for these jokes.
The viewers at home are gonna laugh.
Viewers, they're watching with their eyeballs.
Listeners. All senses, 2 senses.
Yeah. Well, who knows? We might put this up on YouTube. It might go on YouTube. Right?
Yeah, so you're watching and listening.
You won't be watching.
You could be sitting.
You'll be looking at a picture. We'll do our best to like draw a picture of like what, and it won't be like a exact representation of what is actually happening. It'll be more like the feel of what the podcast.
The title card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like what it felt like to be here in the moment.
Yeah, we'll get the atmosphere of the general casting.
Oh yeah.
And I think we'll have to come up with some kind of image.
We'll call it like a spellcast. And we'll have like a
That's not bad.
We'll have like a wizard.
Magic cast?
Magic cast. But I don't. Everyone's gonna think we're playing magic cards.
That's true. I've never played magic cards.
I've never played. I don't. It's too confusing for me.
I like the imagery on it. It was always cool. I always had I had a couple. They were like doubles in my friend's collection.
Sure.
They just gave them to me.
I think I honestly I had maybe 2 magic cards, and it was because me and my brother were at like a hockey rink or something. It was in Newmarket. I can't remember. I think it was a hockey rink, or it might have been the Ray Twinney complex.
Classic spot.
Yeah, and I think we were swimming or something. I don't remember.
Magic cards at the pool?
The details are blurry, I'll tell you that. So there was a vending machine. They had a bunch of different vending machines, and one of the vending machines was like, I still had this keychain for so long. One of the vending machines was keychains that looked like guns. So like you could get an AK-47, pistol, whatever. And the one I got was a revolver, and I had it for so long. Like it's still like I think it's still in my drawer at home. This revolver keychain. That microphone just slowly swaying away from you. Yeah.
Sorry, Neil. Yeah, I tried to adjust my microphone, and
one
then
of the other
just went
one
back.
of the other ones they had was magic cards in a vending machine, and I've never seen that again since then, and I've never seen it before then. It's
they
just
used to
weird.
do like hockey cards and stuff. They probably was like sandwiched between a couple other packs of other stuff like baseball cards.
No, now you say that though. Hockey cards, definitely hockey cards, baseball cards.
I was a card guy for a while. I collected like those X-Men cards.
Yeah, the X-Men cards were
early
great.
Elementary school. I don't even know why I collected. I think it was just like monkey see, monkey do. Kids were just doing it.
Well, yeah, and I
got the Star Wars ones too. I think that's another.
Well, Star Wars
instance of that, because I bought the starter deck and then never.
And was
bought
that a
any
game?
other.
Was the Star Wars one a game?
I never played it though.
But there was a game.
There was a game, yeah.
The X-Men ones weren't a game though. They were like hockey cards.
I just went and got all of my cards because they happen to just be magically in one spot.
Magic is on the bottom.
Look, I have Power Ranger cards.
Oh, really? Oh, yo.
From like the movie or something.
Boy,
you want those? You can have those if you want.
I kind of do want these.
Take them. Here, this is the X-Men cards I'm talking about.
Megazord cockpit. Oh, with the movie costumes.
So I think it was a game. What's it called? Let's see here.
Oh, yeah, you're right. This was a game.
It was totally a game.
Marvel
Here is another one, though.
Game.
I think these are the ones you're thinking of.
Those are the ones I'm thinking of.
Yeah, they're a little bit more Bristol boardy, though. I don't think they're meant to be played as, like...
no, they were like...
They might have even been, like, something you get in, like, cereal or something.
No, they were made by that company that made all the other ones. That made these kinds.
Premium 96.
They're made by the same people that made these kinds.
That's strange.
Is that a... Oh, that's yellow. I thought that was a White Ranger.
That's a holographic Power Ranger card.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
I've kept that with me for...
I don't want to take them from you, but...
They're yours.
You know how I feel about Power Rangers.
Yeah, you like them. I have no interest.
Yeah, no, and I've like, yeah. For those listening, I do...
I did as a kid. I used to love playing it. I don't know what my favorite Ranger color was, but
sure.
I definitely imagined I was one at one point.
I would say blue is mine. If I had to pick a favorite, blue and black are my two favorite Power Rangers. It's the Blue Ranger and the Black Ranger. They're both really cool guys. Dr. Doom, that's a good card.
Dr. Doom. Here's some weird baseball cards. Let's name this guy out. This is Mel Hall. He played for the Cleveland Indians. He was outfieldman.
Oh,
It just says OF. Outfielder.
Yeah.
Outfieldman. 6'1", 205 pounds. Threw with his left hand. From Lyons, New York. There's no year, but I'm gonna guess it's like 93 or 94.
It looks like the 90s.
Yeah.
And look at the little logo too, like for the
There
team.
must
That's
be a
just
year.
like Typhoid Mary.
Are you serious?
That's her name, Typhoid Mary.
She a nurse?
She has pyrokinetic power to set objects aflame. She's diagnosed with an acute case of multiple personality disorder. Mary is considered extremely deadly and should not be approached. She's wanted in connection to a number of unsolved murders. Yeah, that's weird. Typhoid Mary, because it wasn't that...
Typhoid Mary, I have to check. I'm gonna check.
It's a real person.
But I think it was someone who like killed people as like a medical person.
So like Marie Curie or something.
Mary Curie?
I don't know.
That's like some scientist lady.
She was Typhoid Mary. I don't know.
Here she is. She was a cook.
Gave a bunch of people typhoid.
Oh, she had typhoid, and she basically should have been in quarantine when she wasn't, and just gave everyone typhoid. Cool.
That's depressing.
Oh yeah, here, you can take these too. Give them to Dave.
Oh, the Digimon cards?
These are one of these things, like, this is a reminder of something I did as a kid that I'm not proud of.
Digimon
cards, because my grandma, my nanny, was babysitting me for like a weekend or something.
Yeah.
And she was always like very generous and very affectionate, and like would always like get me little gifts or whatever at the convenience store.
Sure.
And these were like $19.99 for like the starter deck, right? Which is like $1 million when you're like 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, you didn't have $20 floating around.
And she didn't want to like buy them for me. And like I had been to the store previously and like asked my dad and mom, I think, and they were like, no, that's stupid. And then I got her to get them for me in like a very kind of like manipulative child way. And I've never done anything with them. They've always just been like this like token of, because my mom yelled at me because she saw them like the next day and asked like where I got them, and I was like, oh, like nanny bought them for me. And she was like, oh, you're like such a shit, basically, right? Like you're just like that's what I took away from her discipline, at least, was like just like you shouldn't have done that, like that's an evil move or whatever. So there's a nostalgic
the reminder
token.
Yeah, I never did play Digimon. I remember when it came out, it was so much like Pokemon that I didn't see the point. And I remember...
Oh yeah, it's like butter and margarine, basically.
Yeah, they're so similar. But at the same time, it started from a different thing, right? Digimon started from the little... it was like a Tamagotchi that you could battle. You could battle your friend's Tamagotchi, basically. You could link them together, and they would fight each other. They would get stronger, but just like Tamagotchi, they would die before they got to the chance to where they were, halfway
Strong
decent
enough?
at fighting. Yeah.
Because what kids wouldn't.
Well, mine died pretty quickly. I remember. Yeah, you would. I think a Tamagotchi thing would be cool. Like now, if they did like a virtual pet sort of game, but if you could pause it, if you could turn it off.
So it's not totally. Well, some people do that those like farming games.
Yeah,
Where you get to collect stuff. That's kind of the same thing. It's just like
bit.
in the town form.
Yeah, and there are games like I like sort of simulation games. Like
But
that.
I mean, the point of those games, is like that. If you do leave it, you kind of like you don't collect points or whatever, right? They just sit there.
Yeah.
Because you don't build and stuff.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Do you like those games or no?
I don't like Farmville.
Yeah.
Not my thing. But like Harvest Moon, I loved Harvest Moon, and that is what like Farmville came from. It's a farming simulator.
Yeah.
You just your
What's the character from it?
your grandpa dies and he gives you his farm.
It's Ness though, right?
No, he looks a lot like Ness though. Yeah.
Which one is it? Is it in Smash Bros?
No, he's not in Smash
No.
Bros. No. Like a lot of people make that mistake though because the Earthbound picture looks kind of like a moon or whatever.
Yeah.
And people think that he's the guy because he has a hat and a backpack and they look similar, but they're not the same character. But yeah, it's basically just like it's a Japanese game. It's got a lot of Japanese RPG elements to it, where you're talking with people, dealing with shopkeepers and that kind of stuff. But then instead of fighting goblins and stuff, you're farming and growing your turnips and getting your
and it's fun. Still.
It's fun. It's addictive. It's charming. I always liked it as a kid, and it was always something that when I was at my grandma's house, me and my brother would play because my grandma, she would always say, "Oh, these games you guys play are so violent," but then we'd play Harvest Moon. She's like, "Oh, I like this game. This is a nice game, right?"
It teaches.
Yeah. I think.
Teaches skill set.
Sure. Yeah, and it's. It doesn't really. It's just a video game, but that's.
Well, I think it does. It'll go somewhere.
Yeah.
It is probably better than just like aiming at someone and shooting a virtual person.
Well, yeah. Did you see Bernie Sanders talking about video games?
Well, he wants to get rid of them?
Well, he said that he
or at
thinks
least be
that
more harsh on them?
the violence in them is senseless and.
It is kind of though. Parts of me does like I take part in it obviously.
Yeah, we do. But we're consenting adults.
Yeah, but I played that stuff as
27.
like a kid too, though.
Yeah, and I probably would have been pretty upset if somebody tried to tell me I couldn't.
Yeah.
But then again, games weren't as realistic looking. Do you see that side of it too?
Yeah.
It's like games now almost are photorealistic.
When I was playing GTA, though, I felt like I was getting angrier, though, as you played that.
Maybe, but at the same time, I felt like it was more a way to relieve some of that.
True.
Tension.
That's a good point.
Where you're playing through and, maybe you're mad at your teacher or something that day.
But instead you shoot somebody.
You go and you run down 30 people on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Until your car is red.
I don't know what part of me likes doing that in that world, but I love that.
Yeah, well, we always used to do that. Me, you, and Dave, and...
The crew, the basement crew.
Yeah. Just, driving along until you do something so crazy that...
Hammers.
You gotta hammer, and then you gotta
Pass it. Don't hog it.
Yep, don't hog the controls. If you die, you pass it. If you get arrested,
it was democratic though.
It.
If the death was like quick or not really like cool, you could sometimes play again.
Yeah, and then
you could argue it at least.
And always make sure to put your codes in at the start of your session.
Yeah, body armor.
You got a body armor.
That's your fault.
And if I see you doing it mid-session, you're out of there. Pass the controller.
No coding halfway through?
Well, you can code halfway through, but if you've already taken damage...
When you get your health, yeah, totally.
And then you do it.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
But yeah, let's say you want to spawn a car. I'll let that slide.
Cars are fine. If you can spawn a car while, like, doing something crazy...
Yeah.
That's almost impressive. In that game, I'd say.
I always liked spawning cars on the roof of buildings in those games and then driving off the roof.
People still do.
It's good stuff. My favorite thing in Grand Theft Auto 4 was the R&B station, which it was just, R&B music, but there's something about the sort of happy, soulful music with the
I can't remember.
driving down people.
I imagine they were all singles and
a
few obscure ones. But.
Yeah, no, there was a few obscure ones that had that song. It had "Bump and Grind" by R. Kelly. That's a good one right there.
R. Kelly.
Yeah, that's the one that starts off with Marvin Gaye, "Inner City Blues." That's a good one. That is actually a really good one. The funniest one though to play was Jill Scott "Golden." That's one of my favorite ones because it's such like a happy song. You're living my life like I'm golden, and it's like so. It's so positive, and then meanwhile you're just
like running people
destroying people's day. Yeah, but the R. Kelly song. Where did that song go? R. Kelly, "Bump and Grind." That's the one that starts off with "My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah. I don't see nothing wrong."
I don't know much about R. Kelly.
Oh, you should really get into some R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Just indulge one day. It's funny because his music spans everything from typical R&B to sort of more hip-hop sounding stuff, and then to just like ridiculous. Like the whole Trapped in the Closet saga is absolutely bizarre. If you haven't listened to that, it's friggin' insane. Oh, and Isley Brothers, "Footsteps in the Dark." That's a great song. Isley Brothers are really good. Great.
The Isley Brothers.
"Footsteps in..." You'll recognize the sample. You'll be like, "Oh, I know that one. I made that up."
I don't know. No.
This card of the Pink Ranger. Oh boy. That's going in my personal collection.
Under the pillow with that one.
She was always a cutie.
She was the Pink Ranger.
Yeah. As a kid, though, I always liked Trini better. I always liked the Yellow Ranger better, though. But it's just because she was like so like she seemed like really nice.
Well, if I remember, the Pink Ranger wasn't like very cool.
The Pink Ranger was the cool girl. Yellow Ranger was the smart one.
Oh.
Yeah. Real name, Amy Jo Johnson. Yeah, I know Amy Jo. She was the gymnastic. She did gymnastics. The Pink Ranger. She was gorgeous. Did I say that? Oops. And these are the Tengu Warriors.
Twitter. You should get on her Twitter.
Oh, you know what? She has a big following to this day. All the Power Rangers still do. There's a huge following for those classic Rangers. Oh, what's his name? Billy Cranston, yeah, and David Yost. David Yost is the actor's name. So Billy Cranston, that's Bryan Cranston's son.
Yeah.
And
what they don't tell you is that Power Rangers is kind of like a Back to the Future with Breaking Bad. It's the future Breaking Bad world, but it came out before Breaking Bad.
But it's like if the actors really were the people, because Cranston, he's not named Cranston in the show. His name's Walter White. So if the actors' names really were the names of the people in the show.
It's directed by Frankie Muniz.
Directed by Muniz.
Muniz. As he goes now.
Yeah.
He's a one name guy now, Muniz.
Yep. He's just going by Muniz. He's got rid of the other names.
Frankie.
Yeah. No, if I was him, I'd go by Muniz.
Muniz.
Yeah.
What about Munay?
But then it's like, who are you? You're a different person now.
True. You'd have to like dress in all white.
Yeah, something like that.
A couple pair of shoes.
Couple parachutes.
Shoots.
A couple parachutes.
What are you doing here? Oh.
Just getting one ready, that's all. Is that a Take Sushi card?
Yes.
Wow.
Do you know about Take Sushi? Best sushi on the planet?
I used to live next door to them.
What are you talking about?
They were like my one and only sushi joint.
Wait, is this from...
Newmarket? Is that from Newmarket? Take Sushi. By Huron.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Does it say Take on it?
I was thinking it was someplace on Spadina, but
That's the one. Take Sushi.
that's crazy. That makes this
That's
a lot
from
more cool.
Newmarket.
No, I totally remember that spot. You used to go there for lunch. Not all the time, but a fair amount.
They had the best tonkatsu.
Just the pork on rice.
Yeah, and it's like I live in Toronto now. We live in Toronto now, and you don't get places that have a tonkatsu. And Take Sushi was a Korean-owned sushi place.
Nobody actually ate sushi from there, though.
Every once in a while, I would get like the spicy salmon roll, or I would get the crispy crispy tempura shrimp rolls. Those are the only sushis I would eat there. But otherwise, I would mostly eat their tonkatsu.
Yeah.
Their pork cutlet. It was really good.
Yeah, I'm having memories.
And every once in a while, I'll walk by a place and I smell that smell, and I'm like, ooh, that smells like that tonkatsu sauce smell that I like. But it's not. It's something else. But there's a great place here in Toronto called Tonkatsu Mister, and it's up at Bloor and
Bathurst.
Bathurst. Yeah, Bathurst.
Thirsty.
And they have a really good tonkatsu. They make their own sauce, and if they see you putting sprinkling the sesame into the salad dressing, they know you're a joke. Because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put the sesame in the tonkatsu sauce. You dummies. There's a sign right there. I see you do it all the time. The servers always come up to you. And
so if you're one of those people, just don't even go there.
Don't go there. I'm judging you. They're judging you. Everybody's judging you.
Every Japanese person won't look really.
Welcome to Graham and Neil's Film Corner. That's our new title for the podcast. Nothing but films. 99% films all of the time.
Fabulous. One in a lifetime opportunities to hear about movies you should watch from the corner.
Yep.
If you haven't already seen them, if you've seen them, watch them again.
Okay, so what movie did you watch this week, Graham? Good answer.
I don't know. What did I watch? I don't think I watched a movie this week from Monday to now.
Did I watch The Witch last week or this week?
I watched The Witch recently.
Doesn't matter. I didn't talk about it on the podcast because I didn't do a podcast before. I watched The Witch recently. I really like that movie. It's a good movie. I like the gothic sort of feel to it, and I love. Lately, I've been like really into like witches and the occult and demonology and
any of those things you kind of get lost in.
Yeah, it's all really interesting, and I kind of wish I was like a less skeptical person because I don't believe in any of it. But at the same time, maybe I'm better off not believing in it.
I think it's just more. It's symbols, though. It's just. I think. They're just stories to explain something that you can't imagine.
Sure. But some of it's just so damn interesting. Not just the symbols, but the imagery behind some of the.
Oh no! I'm not saying that just because I think it's even more interesting because it is a symbol. Because you can. It gives you a creative way of explaining the unknowable.
Sure.
And so the witch, for instance, is just kind of like an outcast character with like certain aspects that can be labeled on behaviors or choices or something. But anyways, I watched The Witch too, and I liked it. I liked the same aspects you liked it for too.
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff, the occult,
and
everything, kind of a layman to beginner level. Knowledge, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was cool. I don't know. We should look up the New England folktale it's based on. Anyways, it's let me just give some specs here for the potential viewers, listeners, and foreseers of this movie. It is a Robert Eggers film.
Robert Eggers.
And it stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Ralph Ineson, and Kate Dickie as the first three major actors. $1 million budget, $35.7 million
Profit?
box office at the profit in the stations.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. 3,000% increase.
Yeah.
Maybe, if that's right.
They the girl who plays the daughter
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. Like, she's only ever done music videos and stuff other than this movie, I think. I don't think
She pulled it off.
Yeah, I think she did a great job.
I think we'll see more of Anya Taylor-Joy in the future.
Yeah. I thought she didn't seem as young as they were trying to make her seem or something.
She seemed like she's 20 years old at this point in time.
Yeah, okay, so maybe...
In the movie, I was kind of imagining her being like 15.
Yeah, you might be right, yeah.
Which she definitely pulled off that age.
Sure, she's very young looking. Yeah, but maybe that's it. Back in the day, you had to act more mature, right? You had to act more adult.
That's true.
Because you had to take on those responsibilities earlier.
A lot more responsibility. Mm-hmm. Oh, she was in a few movies. Vampire Academy. Uncredited on that one.
Sure.
The Witch. Oh, okay, here it is, yeah. So
Music
she's only
video
been
or
in Vampire Academy, but she has 3 movies in the TVA section.
Yeah.
So, good on ya.
And you do get to see her butt at the end of the movie.
If you like butts.
If you like butts.
And then you see old lady butts, too.
Yeah, there's lots of old lady butts, there's old lady boobs.
You get a bit of everything. It's a mixed bag.
Yep. There's no bags, though. You don't see any old bags.
They're not bag ladies, they're witches.
Yeah. They don't have bags.
And so then the dad's, as I said before, the poor man's Clive Owen.
Yeah.
Kind of if you want Clive Owen in your movie, but you can't get Clive Owen. And this isn't, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. This is, I think he knows it. Ralph Ineson.
Yeah, or Ineson.
Ineson.
I don't know what it is.
He was great in The Witch. Was in Game of Thrones.
And he's got like a real deep, raspy voice. And it took me forever to figure out where I had seen him in.
Great European voice.
And it wasn't Game of Thrones because I don't watch the Game of Thrones. It's not that I don't like it. I just never watched it.
Yeah. And he's someone you recognize too. He's not one of those actors where he might be one of those actors where you don't know his name but you remember his face. But that's not necessarily a bad thing because, maybe he's the type of actor that doesn't like the limelight and it's a good thing you don't remember his name.
But you probably remember him from The Office, from the British Office. If you watched The British Office, he was David Brent's lewd friend who, he makes all the wrong jokes. He's very sexist, kind of misogynistic, typical kind of dude character, right? But he's the British version of that.
He's the British version of the American
David
version.
Keckner, the David Keckner character. He's the British version
guy.
of that. Exactly. Yeah, I can't remember
his name.
He's
another one of those. You know his face, but you don't know his name. At least I don't.
Well, David Keckner's the actor. I don't remember the name of the character. But yeah, he was that guy. It's a good movie, though. I enjoyed it. So is the Illuminati witches and devils? Okay.
The Illuminati is Hollywood.
Yeah. They say that the Illuminati controls everything. Let's see them control this podcast.
Yes. With all 0 viewers.
Yep. Let's see you get under our skin, George W.
Make me look back in fear. This is the I gotta just impromptu make some break music here.
I don't think I'll be much use anyway.
And that was the classic single, or soon to be classic at least, Work From Home by Tim Heidecker. One that me and Neil personally really love.
Been digging it off that new album In Glendale from Tim Heidecker.
Yeah, shoutouts to Tim. Great music. Shoutouts to Dan.
Shoutouts to Dan, who I want to get on this podcast one episode when we do the inevitable episode about Smash Brothers, because he's a big Smash Brothers fan, and he knows the technical side of Smash Brothers, which me and Graham don't know too much about, I don't think. I can wave dash, I can L cancel, but I don't know how to do it on command. I don't know the things behind him. Dan boy, he plays at the tourneys. He plays with the big dogs.
For money.
No, not for money, ladies.
Tons of money.
He's making the $1 billion wins.
Yeah.
He's at MLG Pro.
It's illegal what he's doing, and he's doing it to the point where he now has to keep in hiding.
Yeah, he's like a hustler for Smash. He's a Smash hustler. And they say when they see him come in, they go, "Oh, there's Dano."
His tag name is Paul, for Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Because that's how cool and smooth he is.
Yeah. And then his favorite drink is an Arnold Palmer. It's an iced tea mixed with a lemonade. And it's popular in the South.
So keep an eye out for him.
Yeah.
He's wanted everywhere.
Just keep... That's...
Back to the Smash Bros,
yeah.
though. I think, like, that's a game that I grew up on and have a crazy love for.
Wow.
But I don't know any of the lingo or anything. I'm more of a, I guess, a relaxed player. But I do take it fairly seriously when we are playing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you want to win.
I do want to win when I play that game,
So
especially against like my friends, because like you yourself and some other people that we play with, they're always really fun to play with.
So a lot of me and Graham's Smash experience together comes from the N64 Smash Bros.
The original.
Yeah, the original one, and then I think the Wii one a bit as well, like I remember playing some Wii Smash in Tyson's like sort of like loft garage thing that he had.
Attic.
What, the attic?
The
yeah,
attic.
it was a strange little hangout he had there, and I just remember that's where I remember first playing Smash Bros with Graham. Was the Wii version of Super Smash Bros, which is a lot of people's least favorite version.
One?
That's the first one I played with you.
Really?
Yeah, because we played that. He didn't have the GameCube
Yeah,
one.
with
He
the
just had the Wii one.
icebreakers, or ice climbers.
Yeah, were they in that one? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it was a
don't know.
weird one, and you get like
There's lots of characters.
That one's nuts.
Yeah.
There's too many. I don't know that
It
universe.
was the first one that had like the special moves in it.
Yeah. No, I like the GameCube one and the 64 one.
Well, the newest, I think you'd really enjoy the newest one because
I played that one a couple times.
yeah,
I definitely liked it. I
Yeah.
had a lot of O's and ahs, but it seems like one that you need to explore it a little. If you want to like actually like get good at it, you need it for more than like a couple plays. You know?
Oh yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
all of them are like that. I think you just have more experience with the others.
I don't know. I guess I just bring the attitude where it's like I really played a lot of Brawl and the first one that I feel like I can just jump into
Pick
any
up
of
and
them.
play.
But that one totally
It's the same.
will throw you for a loop.
It's the same though. It really is. It's a new engine, but it's so similar that you really can like play it almost. You won't be as good because there are certain minutia you need to pick up on in order to play it right. But it's just Smash once you get used to it. But yeah, there's so many characters and there's so much, right? I think that's probably it. Trying to play new characters, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Takes a while to get used to. I think all the move sets are pretty much the same, but some characters have different moves here and there.
Interesting.
But I like the new one a lot. But I think melee, ooh, hiccups, burps. Melee is the fan favorite because it's the most competitive.
Yeah.
It's the one that everybody says.
Oh yeah, you can go down like YouTube black holes watching people.
And
play this game.
so one time I actually did go. We should save most of the Smash talk for another episode.
We should actually give a shout out to my friend Len, who, if we're gonna continue the Smash trend, we should get him on here.
Yeah. Maybe we'll try and
He
get both
plays
of them on.
competitively.
Yeah.
And he plays like with his buddies for like money.
Yeah.
On like the side and stuff. So there's like he's probably like a gangster element to it.
Sure. Yeah.
He's like a kid you'd be scared of at your high school or
Yeah.
something, playing dice in the corner.
Yeah. They. I read today that Lil Wayne and Birdman used to. So those of you that don't know, Birdman is Lil Wayne's father, the rapper Birdman.
Really?
Yeah, adopted father, I think. Though.
Isn't he the guy that just walked out of that that radio?
Yeah, he walked out of that radio show because he said they're using
like,
his
no
name
respect or
wrong. You
something?
guys are disrespecting my name.
Yeah.
Take my name out your mouth, he said. Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. No, so Birdman and Lil Wayne used to bet $10,000 on Madden games where they would pick their lineups and let the AI play itself. And whichever team won, then they would pay up $10,000 to let the AI play itself. And we've done that in Smash where we're like, let's let Luigi fight Pikachu and see who wins.
See what happens.
And then we'll hit a bomb.
I can't imagine having the amount of resources to just bet $10,000 on something as inane as that.
Yeah, that's insane.
That must be a good feeling, but also a destructive one, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he's going for the topics here. We're shouting out to the topics. You know, I think we've just been shouting out. We should call the show Shoutout.
Call the show Shoutouts starring Graham.
Check things out with...
Check it out with Graham and Neil.
Gorilla Glue. What's with golden retrievers? Can you... What's your perspective on golden retrievers? Because here's about 9 golden retriever puppies in a tub. Big old jacuzzi.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very pleasant. It's a great image.
I just feel like...
What do you think about golden retrievers?
I feel like nobody's ever been killed by a golden retriever. Like, I feel like they're, like, just everybody's favorite
Siri, has
dog.
anyone killed a golden retriever?
No, people have killed golden retrievers. Nobody's been killed
That's
by
not what I meant, you know. Golden retriever kills someone. Kills owner. Kills child.
I know that German Shepherds are known for...
Killing their owners?
Post-mortem, like, deforming their, like mutilating their owners post-mortem.
Like, after they die, they kind of chew on them a little?
They eat their faces off. On only the face.
Really?
With a full bowl of food. It's the face freaks them out, and they have to... It's depression. They're not doing it from hunger. It's full depression. They'll eat the head.
Because they're just like, I can't look at it.
They can't take the head.
Yeah.
The face, the head.
I can't look at you anymore, therefore I have to eat you.
It's fucking weird.
Okay, we're looking at fatalities in the United States reported in 2016. This is fatality by a dog attack. Go to Labrador Shepherd mix. So far, it's just been pit bulls.
That makes sense.
Shepherd or Retriever mixed breed. A police dog killed a 25-year-old man in Orlando. Mixed breed, pit bulls. Pit bulls really do get the bad rap, but I mean, I'm not for pit bull hating, but they do seem to kill a lot of people here.
Sure do.
But those are probably pit bulls in, like, very terrible environments.
Pit bulls they seem like they're always on edge.
Labrador Retriever, pit bull mix.
Can't remember
Oh,
this.
a Cane Corso killed somebody. 46 years old. Craig Stisma in Metamora Township, Michigan.
Rest in peace, Craig.
A 2-year-old Cane Corso. Do you know what a Cane Corso is?
Nah.
They're like massive,
Oh, yeah. I've seen
super
those.
strong dogs. Yeah. Italian Mastiff.
Sure, the Roman dogs.
Yeah.
The Roman Hound.
Yeah, the Hound for sure.
Yep.
War dogs.
Yep. My uncle used to breed English Mastiffs. English Bull Terriers, sorry.
English Bull Terriers.
Yeah.
Was he a good breeder? Did he keep it up? Something I'm interested in.
He didn't do it very long, but my grandma is still breeding Airedale Terriers.
Well, what was your dog? What was Norm?
Norm was a Border Terrier.
Border Terrier.
That's not a big dog. That's
No.
a small dog.
It's got a good face, though.
Yeah, Border Terriers are good. I like Borders. My mom said she would get another dog. She'd get a Border. Down the line, one day maybe
It kind
she'll
of looks like a dog that just wants to... you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
kind of like a
Norm.
sneaky guy.
Yeah, Norm was a little shit disturber.
Yeah, just a little sneak. You
Yeah,
know?
he was
like
a shit disturber.
Like, he knows what you want.
Yep.
But he might bring it to you sometimes. Like, he might give it to you.
Yeah.
But most of the time, he's kind of just, like, pulling the rug out
I
from
still
under your
remember
feet.
one day, Duncan came over before school. Duncan Smith.
Domcon Smoth.
Domcom Smoth came over before school, and he had a sandwich in his bag, and it was like a ham and cheese sandwich, right? And, like, I guess he left his bag unzipped or something, and Norm found it. Norm went in there and ate Duncan's sandwich, right? Duncan was so fucking pissed off, right? And he's really mad at Norm, and I'm telling Duncan, I'm like, Duncan,
That's
you
your
know
fault.
you're gonna come here at my lunch break anyway, at our lunch break anyway, because like I live right next to the school.
We're gonna make like some easy mac
I'll make
or
you
something.
I'll make you some craft dinner, or I'll make you a pizza pocket, whatever. I got stuff in my freezer. I got it in
Yeah.
the cupboard. You can
We're
make
in my home.
Yeah, we're at my house, and he's just so mad at Norm, and he's riling the dog up, and he's pushing him around. And Norm, you ate my sandwich, rah rah rah, right? pushing him around. Pushing him from side to side, kind of like grabbing him and pushing him from side to side. And that's like Norm thinks that means he wants to play, right? So Norm is getting all excited, and then he just kind of goes and tries to like give Duncan just a little nip. And he bites Duncan right on the tip of the penis. Just right on the tip. Because Duncan was wearing like track pants or like snow pants or something.
He was
like
wearing
that.
ripaways.
Yeah, something like that. And Norm just went straight and just got him. And Duncan was like, yeah. And it was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing, and I commended my dog that day.
Well
sticking
trained.
up for himself.
Yeah.
And biting on the tip like I trained him.
Yeah. Right on the tip.
Yep.
So if you want a dog that knows how to take care of intruders, naysayers, or just bad friends,
It shut him down.
then get a border terrier, teach him to aim for the tip,
Yep.
and just leave your sandwiches at home if you can.
Yeah.
Don't take them.
Don't bring him to school.
If you know you're going to go to a friend's house for lunch, tell your parents not to make you a lunch. Don't live in fear. Don't lie to them. Let them know what you're doing.
Maybe he was excited about that sandwich. I don't know.
Yeah.
He may have worked all night on it. Could have been more than just a ham and cheese.
It could have been one of the, maybe there was the few kids used to like make their lunch at night.
It could have been a Dijon mustard with iceberg lettuce and artisanal rye bread with ham, Black Forest ham made
Stacked
from the
sky
local
high.
deli. Stacked sky high. Oh, you can't even open your mouth that wide to eat a sandwich like that, but my dog
Chia
just
seeds.
ate it. My little dog.
And now he has Prince Albert.
Looking at this right here, it says,
Weird.
says here, the Doors are a rock band. Did you know that?
Riders in the storm.
Here, the Beatles.
Riders in the storm.
The Beatles are a rock band. Rock and roll band.
No.
Yeah.
The Beatles?
Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, and George Harrison. A rock and roll band.
It fits.
Yeah.
That is a bad joke. All right, names for the show. What do you viewers think at home? Shoutouts? The cards are on the table.
These are all terrible names.
Power Rangers.
No.
No. Ranger podcast.
Then everyone's going to think all we're going to talk about is the Rangers. And believe me, I'd love that.
We'd love to talk
Graham
about the
might
Power.
not
No, I
enjoy
don't think
that.
I would. I do not appreciate it because I was a fan.
Who's Pete Best?
Pete Best was the original drummer for the Beatles.
Who's Stuart Sutcliffe?
Stuart Sutcliffe was the original bassist for the Beatles.
And why did they change them to Ringo and George?
Ringo came from a band called Rory Storm and the Hurricanes.
Drums.
He played the drums.
Drums.
And I think he got into the band because Pete Best wasn't the best drummer.
You know what? Yeah, Pete Best wasn't the
best drummer. And then Stuart Sutcliffe, I forget what led to his death.
Did you know they're all really walking backwards there?
On Abbey Road? Yeah, that's
Little known fact about the Beatles. I'm telling Graham all the Beatles facts here today. He doesn't know any of this stuff.
I don't know anything about
Graham's
the
what
Beatles.
you might call a layman when it comes to the Beatles. I'm the Beatles master. Did you know that the Beatles were the biggest band in 1967?
What about Bob Dylan?
Yeah, I don't know. Could be
What
wrong.
about Cool Robbie? He could have been up there.
I know nothing about the Beatles. I am kidding 100%.
Of course you are.
You know what the Abbey Road kind of reminds me of? Torch Boys a little bit. Reminds
It
me of
does
us
have a
doing
Torch Boys feel.
Walk.
Torch Boys may or not become a phenomenon,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, oh yeah, it's going to be the biggest thing.
it's going to be the biggest thing the internet's ever seen.
Yeah.
If you've ever played Dr. Souls, Dank Souls, Dark Souls 3, you might come across a couple of gentlemen on there called the Torch Boys who bring a certain light to the party, I guess.
Oh yeah, they illuminate the situation with love and joy and torches.
Well, we can bring in the Dark Souls community. I don't need...
Bring it in.
So... Dark Souls.
Yeah. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Intermission over.
Yeah, we just had a little intermission there. Maybe you were hearing some music.
Maybe you weren't.
Maybe you weren't. I don't know how we're going to edit this thing. You might have heard some hip-hop. You might have heard some Beatles.
You might...
We don't know yet. It's all up in the air. You know what this podcast is going to be called? It's going to be called the No Mashup Zone.
Shoutouts to No Mashups.
It's going to be called Shout Out to No Mashup. That's a really long name. We need to work on it. I know. We're going to figure it out.
We'll pare it down, acronym it.
But, yeah, what would... I don't want to think of the acronym of that right now.
Suntenmu. Shout out to No Mashups.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. SOTNMU. Shout out to No Mashups. Thanks, Graham. I just want to apologize to everybody just for sniffling a lot. I'm getting over a cold right now.
A little sick.
Been sniffling just a little bit. We were gonna do this last week, but I couldn't even. My throat, it was mostly in the throat, but now it's mostly just sniffles. So if you hear me sniffling a lot, don't worry. Next week won't be as bad, or next podcast won't be as bad.
The viewers should really email us, get our addresses. Let's send Neil some Kleenex.
Send me a Kleenex and send me a bunch of hate mail. Just say...
Yeah, let's get them nice and healthy and...
Just say, Neil, fuck you for sniffling that last podcast, you shit.
Leave a comment on the YouTube channel.
Leave a comment for all you 0 subscribers out there. We know... Well, probably the NSA is listening, so if the NSA or, like, the government wants to send me some Kleenex with some MK Ultra in it, that's cool.
Yeah, he can kill the next celebrity.
I'll kill John Lennon, even though he's already dead.
Is he?
Is he? That's the good thing. That's a good point. He's been alive this whole time.
Yeah.
And he's been playing the drums.
He made a slight appearance in the 90s as Tupac Shakur.
Yeah.
And then he went back into hiding.
Yeah.
Of course, John Lennon's spirit is just every major artist that's come after the year 1980.
Sure. Yeah. And everybody who's died early, they've all been reincarnations of John Lennon, even though they might have been born at the same time that he was alive. Who knows? But, yeah, so back to the topic that I just derailed us from, which I'm pretty good at derailing us from topics. We were talking a bit about the Dark Souls, which was a game... I think we mentioned it a little bit earlier in the podcast, but I think, again, we got derailed from it. It's a game me and Graham have been playing a lot.
Maybe the name can be Derailed.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah, something like that. Because we will get derailed a lot.
Derailed.
Off the rails. A crazy train.
Crazy train.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Derailed with Graham and Neil.
So here we are, getting derailed again, going off the rails. Just kind of shooting the shit. Two friends. We're just two friends. That's what we should call a podcast. Just two friends. And
just two friends, no viewers.
Just two friends, no viewers.
Shoutouts to No Mashups. Let me get acronyming that out. Just give me a second.
Just two friends, no viewers. Shoutouts to No Mashups.
So
derailed.
We're back to JTFNV SOTNMUD.
There you
with
go.
Graham and Neil.
Yeah.
And
that together is... That's a bit of a... So,
radio.
And
if you're viewing, listening, touching, feeling, we're about to talk about a video game.
Just video games. No Don Trump, just Dark Souls. So
we're playing Don Trump 3.
Yeah, we're playing Donald Trump 3.
We're online with a certain individual who shall remain nameless. Dave Chevet.
Yep, completely nameless. So we've been playing this game a lot, and it's kind of hard to explain the appeal of this game without sounding like kind of a jackass, right? It's hard. It's a hard game. It's not an easy game, and you kind of have to think about it when you go into an area. You have to take your surroundings into consideration.
You either think a lot or you just like trial by error a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of trial by error. And it's just, it's a challenge, and me and Graham were talking about this. It reminds me a lot of Dungeons and Dragons in the way, and its difficulty, and its unforgiving difficulty. And me and Graham we've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but we did make characters.
I've only ever made it to the character making stage, which I to be honest, I'm okay with, because I like that about it. I like kind of the imagining it. But
yeah, we got together.
I would like to play sometime.
For a couple nights and for a couple weeks, and
I'm gonna give a shout out here, a classic JTF NV SOTNMUD moment.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Pace, who's out there
for trying to be our
hero.
dungeon master.
Yeah, dungeon master, pending final grade.
Yeah.
And then Jordan, who is a character creator master.
And he lent us all the books.
He lent us the
Sure,
books.
yeah.
So he has contributed. He's a philanthropist in this sense. Maybe someday we'll just do it right and we'll all get together and do it.
But me and Graham have always been more video gamers as opposed to tabletop gamers. So
I'll agree.
The video game aspect of Dark Souls definitely drew us in. And there's been other games that have borrowed from Dungeons and Dragons for sure. All the Elder Scrolls games, they all borrow from that Dungeons and Dragons lore, but they don't really execute the multiplayer aspect of it. And I think that's where me and Graham and some of our other gamer friends have been enjoying these games the most, is that we can cooperate with each other or fight each other. And it's a truly immersive multiplayer experience, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. It's a game that is new to me, and so there is a weird language that you can create with this game where you don't. I mean, they give you emotives to kind of express that, but it's just kind of funny though, like your own little kind of slang.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
And
like those are things I don't know how they work, but you can say that. You can say that, which is enough, really. It is enough. So they give you the language system already, but I think you can just like.
But it's such a minimal language that it's sort of like.
Well, everything's minimal about it. Like your weapon
the game
only
is
goes
very
up till
minimalist.
10, and like the story's kind of minimal in a sense.
It doesn't hand feed you anything. Story. Even what you're supposed to do when you think of games like Oblivion and you think Skyrim, when you get a quest, there's a marker on your map where you're supposed to go. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Not only that doesn't exist, there's no map in Dark Souls. You have to figure out where to go next, and if you don't, you're done playing the game.
Yeah.
You don't play the game anymore.
It is linear though, in a sense. Like you can tumble your way through it.
Oh,
but you might miss everything.
Yeah, you'll miss a lot of things.
Which is like another dynamic to like the whole game itself.
Side quests are super missable. You forget to talk to somebody one time.
Yeah, NPCs don't go out of their way to walk around and get noticed and stuff. Yeah. And that's something that I liked about it.
Oh, now I'm getting Graham sick, guys.
I'm getting the coffees.
Gave Graham the coffees. Even though the coffees was closed. Tim Hortons was closed at the time of this podcast.
Tom let me down. He didn't give me my coffee, old Chippy. But it's okay. I had a banana. Derailed. Classic
Derailed.
JTF NV SOTNMUD moment.
Yep.
That is just almost too perfect.
Yep.
So we're playing Dank Souls, and we're getting a little... I think we just got to a point where like we were all kind of like, phew, that's done, just like ready to just have some fun. And in this game, you can kind of invite people in, and it just kind of gets. Yeah,
you can summon a friend to help you.
And everyone, I mean, there's only so many things you can do, right? Either they're gonna attack you, or you're gonna kind of just goof around with them for a little, and then they might attack you just out of the blue. But you kind of always have that in the back of your head that's happening. But so everyone's dueling in this area where that's kind of the etiquette.
There's like a fight club culture.
And the torch comes out.
It's useless as a weapon. You cannot kill somebody. Like if you try and attack somebody with a torch, you're gonna lose the fight. Right?
And it's just a joke. Like
it's only there to light the path.
Yeah.
To illuminate.
And so one of us starts walking around the half circle with their torch kind of above their head, kind of like they're lighting the way, like a torchbearer in a sense. And just walks, and the two people fighting are like on edge, like just like super jittery.
Yeah, they don't.
Because like this, they're taking it seriously, right? They
Yeah.
bowed and everything. Like there's an understanding, and like we're just breaking the rules. But it's also kind of like a pageant in a sense. So it's like they don't know what to think, and you can just see it on their faces. This is what I mean about like the language that's like that just draws out of this game.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you can see this person like on their chair at home,
Yeah.
just being like, "What the fuck is he
Yeah.
doing? Like, what is going on?" Like, and then they're kind of like, "All right," and then they keep going, and then you get a little closer to them, and they get a little edgy. But like, fast forward 20 minutes, and there's about 4 people in a conga line.
We had like 5 or 6. I think we had more than that. I think we had the full session.
Yeah, every single person in the room, in the server or whatnot,
Yeah.
is now dedicating their 1 o'clock in the morning to walking around.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
their
That's
torch.
another thing. We were doing this very late in the evening. Yeah.
Anyways, it was spectacular.
So yeah, we were
Super funny.
walking around in circles with our torches lit, and the amazing thing was that we would do like a rhythm. Like me and Graham could talk to each other, so we would say, okay, let's do it in a rhythm. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and with our torches, and just us doing that. Other people would catch the cue, and then all of us, all 4 of us, all 5 of us would be raising our torches in rhythm. And it was so funny to get these people to go along with our ridiculous reindeer games while they were in the middle of these fights that they were taking so seriously. Because the thing you have to understand about Dark Souls 2 is there is like a sort of stake. There's stakes, right? You'll lose your souls.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time to get these souls. Souls are your experience. And when you die, they drop, and then you have to pick them back up again. And if you don't, they're gone forever. So when you're invading someone, when you're coming in as somebody that is going to battle and go against you, you can lose those souls. So there is some stakes, but at the same time, it's just a video game. So people, they just want to have fun, I think, right? So when they see a bunch of us just doing dumb shit, they're like, yeah, okay, let's do some dumb shit.
I was losing my mind. Like,
yeah,
when,
you got.
when we were like, and it's funny because only Neil can hear me laughing, and I was laughing nonstop, like to the point where like you're not even making that sound, like your ab just closes up.
Yeah, it hurts.
Right? And like I just was hoping that this, like whoever was on the other end of these TVs somewhere in North America, I guess, or whatever, we were playing like World, so it could be anywhere.
Could be
that's,
Japanese.
That's even the more like the cool part about
Dark
it.
Souls. You get a lot of Japanese players. You get a lot of European players.
It's a mixed bag. Like you get everything, and so that's even better. Like imagine some person in like, Indonesia or something, just like something completely different than when I am sitting, like where I'm sitting, like totally different, and they're just like hopefully laughing at like this stupid thing that's going on, like just like video game characters just like doing a drum line with their torches, just walking around an area, like, and
it all ended with a pretty spectacular,
just massive torch fight.
Yeah,
which everyone agreed to, and it took like 20 minutes. We somehow
managed to get them all to fight. Well, we started by getting them to do 1-on-1 torch fights, where they would just fight each other with torches. And the funny thing was, me, you, and Dave weren't the first 2 people to fight with torches. I think I had 2 torches at one point, and I was fighting with 2 torches, double-handing torches. It was a torch fest. We were the Torch Boys, and if you want to come join the Torch Boys,
there's
email me
at
torchboys@gmail.com. That email doesn't exist yet, but I'm going to make it, and you're going to email me there if you want to join the crew.
JTFNV, SOTNVD.
D, the podcast. Sonic the Hedgehog, what's he about?
Cut this too.
Yep.
Cut all this.
Cut it. Just cut it up.
Just cut it up. Cutting room floor stuff. Well, that's what the show, the name of the thing is called now. It's called Cutting Room Floor. Cut all that.
Cutting room floor, cut all that. Cutting room floor, cut all that. Was that
Just I forget what the
no.
just no.
No, that's shoutouts.
Yeah, no shoutouts.
Now I don't remember what our thing stood for. I don't remember any what that stands for.
Cutting room floor.
Cut all that.
All that. JTFNB. What was it? Just the.
I'm not gonna figure it out that way. Shoutouts.
Just shout
No.
outs to the.
No, shoutouts something no.
No mashups.
No mashups.
Derailed. And then JTF was.
What was JT?
Just.
What's JTFMNV? What's
Cutting room
JTFMNV?
floor, cut all of that. JTFNB.
Well, we still don't have a name for the podcast. We're wrapping her up
We're
here.
pending with CRFCAT.
Oh, let's call it pending.
Ooh, mama, yeah, the way you move, gonna make it right, gonna make it go. Riders in the storm. Riders in the storm.
Yeah. The Doors. Jim
Doors.
Morrison.
Who knew it? They were a rock band.
And like I always say,
Found that in a crossword yesterday.
give me some Morris and that Doors.
You've been working on that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, and if we could ever figure out what JTFNV means.
Call
Listeners,
in, yeah.
Listeners, if you're listening, just tell us what JTFNV means.
Viewers, make sure you call in and leave us your emails. Let us know what it is. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Viewers, it's up
Yep.
to you. All right. Well, I think that's going to bring an end to CRFCAT, JTF, NB, SOT, NMUD, Derailed Radio with Pending. Yeah, we just got, let's thank some people. We're going to thank Movies.
Thank you, Movies.
Hopefully we'll have Movies back on the show. We're going to give a big shout out to Celebrity Cult.
I'd like to get Celebrity Culture as a guest on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're busy, but... And then SoundTube, thank you, always.
Yeah, people talk about YouTube. They talk about SoundCloud. Me and Graham were thinking about this new way of doing things called SoundTube. So for any of you guys out there that don't know about SoundTube, you might want to check it out. Just Google it.
It's based on those things you used to see in the supermarkets where there'd be tubes throughout the store, and then you would see those little messages going everywhere. But instead of messages, it's USBs with this podcast on it so that all the viewers can listen at the quickest speed, because the sound tubes go at about 30 miles an hour and they send the USBs.
I'm still trying to get over this tubes at the supermarket thing. I don't know what that's about.
Well, people who out there, they'll know.
I remember like they would have tubes at like the playground so you could talk into one end and the sound would come out the other
No.
end.
So we would like to thank Dave Chevet and Dan and Michael Pace and who else was mentioned so that we don't get sued by them.
Yeah, we got to come up with a good name.
And then a nice title card.
Yep.
And then you'll have it on the sound tube and it'll be up.
Yep. And then hopefully we can do this as a regular thing. We wanna try and
We're going to, no matter if there's 0 viewers or not.
Yeah, we're gonna just keep doing it no matter
Yeah.
what. Again, if I listen to it, if
We'll
I
get
send
better.
it to my buddy Dan and he listens to it, that's all I won't care about. If I send it to my dad and he listens to it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's just whatever. So, support the cast. If you're friends of ours and you want to be on the podcast and you want to just talk about stuff, that's what this is for. We just want to talk about stuff and put it out there. And then we'll figure out a way to space cast it. And we'll put it in these like satellite dishes and we'll beam it out to space. So like even if no humans hear it, aliens might hear it one day. We'll figure it out. I don't care. Right now, who cares? That's what this cast should be called. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
JTFMV TV, who cares? JTVDDDBDZ.
So who cares is at the end? Okay. Cool.
Sure.
So CRFACATJTFNVSOTNMUDWC signing off.
Signing out.